Hello, people from all places and races! Today, in preparation of something that I'm gonna do later down the line, I would like to shoot my shot in the world of gaming reviews with a very unexpected title. A game that was lost to time at one point, but out of nowhere it came back in a very finished state, surprisingly. Today, we would like to review the game known as SpongeBob SquarePants and the Nicktoons Gravjet Racing. Without further ado, let's get right into it! Okay, no, first I gotta talk about the story of the development because it is quite fascinating. SpongeBob SquarePants and the Nicktoons Gravjet Racing, or Nicktoons Gravjet Racing for short, was and is a cancelled game from the Nicktoons which had some of these iconic and beloved characters racing in a futuristic setting using gravitational vehicles. This game was being developed by Santa Cruz Games and was planned to release during 2009 for the Xbox Live Arcade and PC. Although it left the beta phase and was ready to be launched, it was cancelled due to financial issues and was never heard again. A few cool folks like Seeker of the Lost and Wiseclay talked about the game a few years back, but there weren't any signs of it appearing anytime soon. Until, on August 1st, 2024, an absolute legend known as Alpha Archive found the finished build of the game from 2009, November 29 to be exact, and uploaded it to the Internet Archive the following day. As I had my Xbox 360 up and running thanks to the Paragon, Mouse Doodles, and one of my Caseros, I decided to download the build and play it on my system. Okay, now we will talk properly about the game. The title is a racing game inspired by both Mario Kart and F-Zero, where you select your character and race to different tracks inspired by the different Nicktoons represented that have now a futuristic twist in a super fast flying jet. You go around picking up objects to gain speed, attack other players, and defend yourself, and the tracks have some paths players must avoid or they will lose speed. The title has the main characters of the following shows: Otis from Barnyard, Fanboy at Chum Chum, Bessie from IDV, Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot, Ren and Stimpy, and SpongeBob SquarePants, of course. The selection is quite odd, but very welcome considering this game was from an era where Nickelodeon still somewhat cared for their properties in general. It is a good mix between recent and classic Nicktoons for what it is, although I bet we could have gotten a few more if the developers actually managed to finish and launch the game. But oh well, it works fine. The animations may be looking a little bit stiff because of the dead-eye expressions, but they do manage to represent well enough the personalities and dynamics of the characters. I especially love the ones for Fanboy at Chum Chum and Ren and Stimpy, since they are both funny and cute. The gameplay may be a bit confusing at first, but you won't get lost even if it's your first time playing it. Remember, this is Mario Kart meets F-Zero, so even if it bases itself more on managing your speed and turns, you can still get aid from the objects which are few but properly balanced. You can properly drift on the tight turns or use a missile to hit your opponent. Anything goes! Something else to add up is that they have various options to play the races, like being with or without objects, number of laps, and a few other things. It's good to give these options to the players. The game features two main modes, which are the single races and the challenges. The single races are what you expect, simple races where you pick the character, track, options, and go. The challenges consist of going through the different tracks with different conditions, like going without objects or with one specific object. They aren't that varied, but hey, it's good to have them. The title only has 6 characters and 6 tracks that represent each Nicktoon. Although it is perfectly balanced, it feels like there isn't really much variety or stuff to do, since you could run through all tracks around 3 laps in around half an hour. One more thing I want to comment about is the music, since it's fine. It gives proper ambience to the tracks, but I do think that a super fast racing game involving cartoon characters would have music that is much more funky, you know? I just want to remind you all that as much as this game is in a very finished state, I mean, it even has freaking achievements that you can get by playing the game, this isn't really 100% completing. Therefore, we cannot judge the game as incomplete because it didn't have the chance to be completed. It is always welcome to have a game where the Nicktoons can interact between each other and just do a bunch of wacky things. And honestly, it's good to know that this time they were trying to do something different. Frankly, that is all I wanted to say. It was clear from the start that the game wasn't going to be a big deal, but I am happy that it was recovered, and we get to enjoy what it is. As someone who has been raised with demos, emulation, and a few builds, I think it's great to know that these titles are being preserved for future generations. Honestly, that would be it. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.